This is Business Insights. I'm David Matthews. Texas Instruments and the TI Foundation recently made a $1.6 million contribution to a variety of North Texas arts and culture organizations, continuing their commitment to help enhance the quality of life in Dallas, the company's headquarters community. Joining us now to give us insight on this initiative is Andy Smith, Executive Director of the Texas Instruments Foundation. Andy, thanks for being with us today.
David, thank you. It's a pleasure.
Andy, why do TI and TI Foundation support the arts and culture in North Texas? And why do the arts even matter to business?
Well, David, that's a good question. We have a long history of supporting the arts in Dallas going back to our founders 85 years ago. So it's really embedded in the fabric of who we are as a company. But certainly we also know that it's really important for the quality of life in our community. It's a key building block for what makes our community stronger, which in turn makes our company stronger. We know that having a strong and vibrant arts and culture community helps us and other companies to attract employees to our area. It helps us to attract visitors, which of course brings in tax revenue. It helps our city. It helps other companies see Dallas and want to relocate here. So it's a great way that our city can become more vibrant, have a better quality of life, and again, in turn, have a much stronger community.
Well, now, how much support did you provide, and how does this benefit the community overall?
Well, David, last year, this year, the TI and the TI Foundation announced that we had given $1.6 million in grants to arts and culture organizations here in Dallas. And what that will do is a variety of things. We really try to focus most of our giving directly into general operations because we know that that's an area where nonprofits, arts groups especially, can really use the money to use as they see fit. But we also have done some sponsorships as well. And a real key part of that on the corporate side for our sponsorships is that we use those benefits we get back, such as tickets, to go back to our employees because we want them to be able to experience the rich arts and culture opportunities we have here in Dallas.
And what are some of the organizations that you support? And also, how do you go about selecting these organizations?
Sure. Well, first and foremost, our focus is on the cornerstone and premier arts and culture organizations in Dallas. So those organizations that are the real key focus ones that have a national reputation, that are really putting Dallas on the arts and culture map nationally and internationally. So things such as the Dallas Museum of Art, the Dallas Theater Center, the Dallas Opera, the Dallas Symphony Orchestra, Dallas Black Dance Theater, Dallas Children's Theater, just to name it. Those are the core ones, but we also have supported some organizations from a more diverse angle, such as an Nina Martinez Ballet Folklore Co., also the Turtle Creek Chorale. So it's not all just about the cornerstone groups, but they are key. But we also try to provide some funding for groups that are serving, and we also serving a diverse audience. But we also work with our arts partners as well on what they're doing to help build diverse audiences across the board.
Now, you're talking about diversity, and can you provide some example of how these grants enable programs for broad and diverse audiences throughout the community?
Sure. I think one that comes to mind immediately is on the Dallas Opera. They have done some great things the last few years to try to bring in different audiences, newer audiences. They're doing simulcasts at AT&T Stadium where the Dallas Cowboys play. They also have done simulcasts at our downtown Deck Park, Clyde Warren Park. I think they had something like 5,000 people at one of those audiences. The Dallas Museum of Art also is doing some great things where they now have free admission. And so our support helps them to keep that free admission program going. And we're seeing across the board with their attendance numbers, they're increasing and they're getting an audience mix that looks more like Dallas and something you may not have seen a few years ago.
Well, now, in addition to these grants, the TI Foundation matches employee and retiree gifts and volunteer time with arts and cultural organizations. Can you speak to the value of engaging employees in giving and volunteerism in the community, and how much additional support for the arts and education comes from these matching programs?
Sure. Well, last year we had $2.4 million given from our matching gifts and our volunteer incentive program. We call that shorthand as VIP, and that's the volunteer match portion. So this year we hope to see an increase in that amount, and we really do encourage our employees to get out and get involved in the community and to give back, because we know that matching gifts programs, for example, it helps our employees to be able to have TI match or the foundation match where their passions are. The same thing with volunteerism. We know that these programs help our employees to become more engaged in the community, and that studies have shown across the board that, and become more engaged in the company. Studies have shown across the board that more engaged employees equals more productive employees, and it helps on recruitment and retention area.
Well, Andy, thank you so much for sharing this insight with us. The support that you're showing for the arts and the culture in the community is great, and I think it creates a great leadership role for the other corporations around America and around the world to recognize and understand just how their role can be so vital in this important area. Thank you again for being with us.
David, thank you, and I would just put the call out for any folks from other companies that are watching. We'd love to have you join us in supporting the arts here in Dallas.
That's great. All right, Andy, thank you so much. This is Business Insights. I'm David Matthews. Thanks for watching.